If you could build a business that pays you back for the rest of your life, would you do it? But here's what most people don't realize. Building a business that pays you for years and years is more about knowing how to balance 4 core assets than it is about creating some super innovative product that's going to shake the world. No matter how successful or new your business is, your business possesses 4 core assets. And these assets are not what you think. Like when a businessman hears the word asset, he thinks accounts receivable or investment stocks or property or buildings or inventory, vehicles, copyrights, patents, trademark, social media analytics, software tools. But there are 4 assets even more core to the life. Your business might be fine without property, without inventory, without accounts receivable, or even without a patent. But it cannot succeed without these 4 core. Without them, your business will keel over. And how you handle these 4 core will be the difference between a struggling hustle and a legendary company that pays you for the rest of your life. You ready? Here they are. People, time, knowledge, and money. And how you manage these 4 assets will have a massive impact on your success as an entrepreneur. By the way, my name is Seth. Keep Keeping It Real. What I share with you today comes from 10 years building businesses online and having trained over 10,000 entrepreneurs, many of whom are multimillionaires today. People are the greatest value because in a single person, you receive the 3 other assets. Think about it. When you hire someone, that's a person. They help you with time. They might be an investor, that's money. And they also can add knowledge to your company and help you to do a better job. Every successful business succeeded because they solved a problem for people. Time will not pay you. Knowledge and money will never buy your products. You are in the business of people. The number one reason entrepreneurs fail is because they never learned how to manage people, starting with the most difficult person to manage, themselves. Now, on this journey, you will fight against time. You will strain to gain knowledge. You will hustle to maintain cash flow. But the greatest challenge and gift is you. Let me walk you through how to manage your 4 big assets. Because how you manage these will determine if you can create a company that pays you for the rest of your life. When you have to make a decision for your business, use the asset that you have the most of. For example, let's say you're ready to win your first 15 clients just using your phone. This is a strategy we teach in Craftsman. If you are low on time, but you have plenty of money, then hire an assistant and train them to send the texts for you and set up the meetings, which frees you to focus on other things to grow your business. Always protect the asset you have the least of. And the more money you make, the more you will want to leverage people and software to help you. Otherwise, you will run out of time and then you stunt the growth of your business. Now, time is really special because it's the one asset you never get a refund on. When I started selling a course, I thought I could do everything myself and still reach 8 figures. 7 figures by yourself? If you're selling a course, yes. But 8 figures, man, almost impossible. The nice thing is when you are building and selling a course, because your overhead is so low and it's so scalable, you can make a lot more money than the regular business that has physical products or has to constantly update software, and programmers can be very expensive. But the problem for me is I had these ridiculously insane vision, and within months, my business had me working 12 to 14 hours a day. And so I had 2 options. I can either let the business cap at 7 figures, or I can pay staff to scale it bigger. And I chose to play bigger. I hired staff to run the daily stuff, so it freed me to focus on growing the business. Eventually, I was reaching 3 times as many people. My income had doubled, and I had margin to spend time with my family. You see, that is the beauty of this formula. Because once you understand these 4 assets and how to manage them, you can leverage them in a way to get the results that you want. Now, when I built Craftsman, my current company, I based it on these 4 pillars. First, you get people. You get Seth, that's me. You get fellow course builders and the monthly roundtable. You also get plugged into a community of men on fire to build financial freedom for their families. But you also get the asset of time. Craftsman is focused on saving you thousands of hours because we show you how to do it right. And you don't have to search online trying to figure out what works and what doesn't. And you don't have to worry about missing a single step because we show you everything you need to do. And you get to learn from my successes and my mistakes so you don't make those same mistakes. With Craftsman, you also get knowledge because I show you literally how to build your passive income machine. And you will get the combined knowledge of myself, entrepreneurs in the roundtable, and in the community. You also get money. I have trained dozens of students into millionaires. And my mission is not to just teach you how to make a lot of money, but to help you expand your life beyond your imagination and to make your investment in Craftsman 1,000 times worth it. Now I'm going to walk you through something called the Asset Grade Framework. And I'm going to give you this framework because it'll show you how to implement these 4 core principles, these 4 pillars or assets. Now, this framework is something I've worked on and applied and tweaked and reapplied for the last 10 years of my life, training over 10,000 entrepreneurs. So this is not something I just pulled off the shelf or some cool idea. This has been tested and it works. First of all, from a 1 to a 5, 5 being the greatest, I want you to grade each asset you have of these 4 based on how much of it you have. And then write down your grade for each. Let me give you an example. Let's just say you're building your business by yourself and you work a 40 to 45 hour a week job and you were completely new to building an online business. You have $5,000 saved up for your venture. So in this situation, your asset grade might look like this. For people, I would give it a 1. For time, I would give it a 3 because for people, it's just you. But for time, yeah, you can do this 1 to 3 hours a day plus weekends. For knowledge, I would give it a 1 because you're a complete newbie. And for money, I would give it a 3 because you have some money, not a lot, but you got $5,000 in capital that can be invested into your business and into your growth. Now, based on your level of assets, here's what I would recommend you do. First of all, I would say keep your job. Because if you quit your job, that $5,000 of capital is going to run out fast and you will not have enough to launch a product. Second, I would prioritize consistency in working on your business, leveraging the time that you do have. This is where you're going to have to be extraordinary. You're going to have to be abnormal. You're going to have to do what most people would not do and go against gravity. Because this is an asset you have a decent amount of time. So be ruthless in spending at least an hour a day. Plus, I would do 12 hours minimum total on the weekends, building your business until it's something that is making you money. And eventually, it's a big enough asset to pay you the rest of your life. Okay, let's do a different example. Example number 2. We're going to now create a different scenario. You will be doing this, in this case, with your spouse. So you got 2 people working on it. Let's say you work 60 to 70 hours a week on your regular job. You have no knowledge or experience in building an online business, and you saved up, let's say, $125,000. So in this situation, your asset grade might look more like this. For people, I would give you a grade of 2 because it's you and your spouse are building the business. For time, I would give you a 1 because practically you won't have much time to work on your business apart from just a few hours on the weekends because you're working a lot of hours for your regular job already. For knowledge, I would give you a 1 because you're a newbie, as in the previous situation. And for money, I would give you a 5. You said you had $125,000 in capital. That's a decent amount of money to get started. Now, because your asset of money is the highest, you might consider quitting your job and working on your business full time. Now, someone's going to say, well, why? Well, let me explain. First of all, let's assume your annual expenses are around $60,000 a year. And because your knowledge is not only limited, but you know you'll scale faster with a coach than without one, you set aside, let's say, $10,000 to invest in yourself. And then if you build a course business, your monthly expenses for the first year are going to be around $400. So that's another $4,800 a year. And that leaves you with $50,200 in the bank, almost a full year of living expenses. That's why I would quit your job and work full-time on your business if this is your scenario. And now you're free to focus full-time on building your business and not as a one-man show because your spouse is all in too, which is a huge blessing. If you do well, you'll make way more than what your job pays you and end up wealthier 12 months later. Today, a guy in the Craftsman cohort texted me and said, Seth, my most important asset is time. And I wrote back, I said, people is your greatest asset. For example, you, your wife, your team members. And do you want to know the ultimate reason why people are the greatest of these 4 pillars, these 4 core assets? Because Yeshua of Nazareth did not die for time. He did not die for knowledge. He did not die for money. He died for people. Nothing shows the value of humans more than when the greatest being of the universe gives his life for humans only. If you enjoyed this content and you'd like to receive some every day, just click the link below and I'll put you on Craftsman Spark where you get information every single day to help you build your online business.